Previously on Quirky Love Rosie.
And just because you may not understand why I'm in the dock, it does not mean that I don't have a right to be there.
Hey everybody, welcome back or welcome in if you're new here. Today we're taking a look at Quirky Love Rosie's post-doc clarity, understanding and escape the paradise documentary. So she was only in it for about 90 seconds. And they were, she provided pieces of information and background that were helpful to the story. But she's still a little taken aback and a little shocked that they didn't really go into her story or her side of it or her experiences. And I guarantee you, she was not asked to divulge any of that information. I really, really, really need to find out what they asked. This one's a little bit ranty, so let's just get into it. Feel free to like and subscribe if you feel like doing so. If you like and subscribe, I will ask you a question and then thoughtfully listen to the answer. And if you hype this video, I'll let you wreck my stovetop.
What do we do? What do we talk about? What do I say? What the hell is going on here?
We can talk about like what we've been doing today. Maybe.
But Remy, that's not messy. That's not going to make me cry and throw things and be a victim. We had a lovely day together and we did things together. And you and I can discuss it. And then maybe the chat can get involved. That sounds like something people would do during a live. No. She has to eat and cry. Start with the eating and the crying. And then eventually, when there's nothing left to say, it's your turn, Remy. I think he's trying to get his foot in the channel, which I'm all 100% for. The more side characters, the better. Let's get in here. Let's get messy. But yeah, she has no interest in this poor man. I'm not on his side, but like that was a nice suggestion he made that would have probably regulated her systems a little bit, and she has no interest in doing so.
Or maybe how the week has been.
There's just a lot that I can't talk about, Yeah. That's been like,
hey guys, don't look over here while I talk to my boyfriend about all the big doings going on behind the scenes. Don't look up here. The camera that's pointed at me. Don't look while I say this thing, and try not to notice me dropping this important juicy bomb. It's a juicy bomb. It's not like the juicy bomb that I was dropping during my Instagram stories the other day while I was crying on the toilet. It's a different juicy bomb. Secrets about my life that you want to know. Wink, wink. Never mind. Let's get back to talking.
I don't quite know what I want to say 100%. Like, I've been thinking a lot about the stuff I want to say regarding the Darky series. Mm-hmm. Because, like, it's been almost 48 hours, hasn't it? Yeah, it's been about Wednesday night. And I was really struggling mentally. Like, the turmoil of waiting.
That's called being impatient. Go on.
Versus, like, the reality of what it actually was just, like, if I'm gonna take a moment, because, like, I purposefully didn't, like, go live yesterday or really do anything, and when I originally was talking about going live today, I was gonna do it publicly. I realized since it's Friday, I wanted to go ahead and come on for members only and everything. I bore my heart and soul, and I ripped open all of my trauma. I shared all this stuff that, like, and seeing the final product, I was just kind of like, why did I do all that?
Rosie, this is such a good question, and I would love for you to take a little bit more time. I mean, I know you had 48 hours of doing absolutely nothing and not being online to think about it, and then you clicked go live and then decided now to start processing it. So that's fine. Process it however you want. But my question is, what did they ask you? Like, what did they ask you? Because she doesn't get into any of that. She never says what was the question. She just says, I bore my heart and soul. Did they say, tell us every fucked up thing that's ever happened to you in your entire life? Or did they ask you about fideiterism? Did they ask you about your Federalist moments? Or did they ask you about being medically kidnapped and gag stalking? Like, what was the question? What was the question is my question. My question is, what was the question? And then we can figure out why you responded the way you did and why you desperately need to tell every single person on earth the things that you've been through. Maybe we'll get somewhere if we can have some honesty there.
To be honest, like for that, like why? You know? And because when I saw the they don't tell you the price that you pay tagline, I thought, okay, perfect. So because that was from like probably the most emotional moment I had. Like it was like right at the beginning of like the most emotional moment I had on camera. And I was talking about feminism. I was talking about specifically the community, the predators in the community, the people who benefit from luring, telling them all the good parts, all the fun parts, the things about like reclaiming your body, all those good things. But they don't tell you the price that you pay with your health and your body.
Well, let me break this down for you a little bit. You did a great job of summing up the thesis statement for the docuseries, which is, paradise is a place that brings people in with the idea of body positivity. And then, these women came forward and talked about, you know, some of them lost their mobility and some people lost their lives and they lost their friends and they're now dealing with these traumatic things for the rest of their lives and they do not have justice for these for a predator who preyed on them. Like all of those things are, I think some could argue, is a price that you would pay for that. So um because they didn't include your specific story, because it isn't Escaping Paradise, the Rosie Jean story. So it really is baffling to me. The main character syndrome is so strong. She cannot fucking see it. It is glorious. I'm loving it. Ba da ba ba ba. How about 40?
And it was such like a big moment for me, like in that situation, that when I saw it in the trailer, I was like, okay, cool. So they're gonna, like, I was not expecting more than like a few moments in this thing because this thing's not about me.
So now we're just contradicting ourselves. So she's paying lip service to the fact that like everyone is saying this isn't about you, but she's also really baffled as to like why it isn't entirely about her, or why they didn't include a bunch of things that are completely irrelevant to Paradise. Like she probably would have been in more of the documentary if she talked less about herself.
Right? Yeah. But they didn't even expand on the thing that they used to promote. And like I'm in the first couple minutes, I'm like my face is in like the taglines in the opening of the docuseries. It's in the trailer, and then like they don't go into it at all.
I'm gonna just explain this real quick one more time because she's had days to think about this. So she's had days to think about this, but I will explain it again. They don't tell you the price you pay. The price you pay is with your life, your body, right? And so you say that, and then they spend the rest of the documentary talking about the price that these women paid. Is that clear? Is that okay? Does that make sense that it isn't your story because it isn't about you? I get it. You know what? She showed up and she thought it was going to be about her and it wasn't, and I get that feeling, but also you just got to take this lump, baby. Just take the L and just make some sweet potatoes for fuck's sake.
there was never a time where I thought like this was all about me. And I know that's kind of the narrative that's being pushed right now. And it's like, if I dare to talk about myself or my feelings or my own involvement.
If you dare, genuinely, how dare you? That's a great word. Genuinely, how dare you? Because you say, oh, how dare I talk about my own feelings. You sat on the fucking toilet and cried because we weren't centering you on other people's experiences. Like, your story has been told, and it has been told many, many, many times. These people are finally getting their story out. Can you step the fuck back for a second? Like, how dare you be so fucking reductive? People have every right to call you out for main character syndrome. Absolutely. Because you went on panel after panel after panel, not just with Stefan, but you were in Zio's panels, you were jumping up on all kinds of TikToks. Like, you were doing that. You were ignoring your members only lives and going up with Paradise people like you were just right up one of them. You were there for fucking background. It was not the Rosie story.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So like, if I dare to talk about, because like at the end of the day, like I was invited, I was involved, I was a part of it.
But she never really tells us A, the price you pay, or what they asked her. Because if you watch the We're All Insane podcast, the interviewer never gets a word in, right? And so, and which is terrible because, but also because Rosie just speaks in run-on sentences, so there's no way you can kind of get in. And she just has to tell you, she just comes as a package deal, right? You cannot just get one piece of her. You cannot just get one experience from her. You cannot get her angle on things. You've got to get all of her.
I'm really, really glad that this story is happening in the mainstream and that people are hearing about Stefan and his years of bullshit. And that some of, not even all, but some of his victims were able to share their stories, and that it's being talked about on a wider scale.
But then she just sits there and pouts. That's all you need. Literally, that's all you needed to say. All you needed to say was, I'm glad the story is getting out. You could have stepped your ass back. You could have stepped your ass back days ago and just said, I'm really glad the stories are getting out.
Clearly, like, I'm not, they did whatever they need to do to like keep the storyline going and working that part of it, and didn't work in the final product, right? Like,
kind of sounds like they were cherry picking specific moments to suit their narrative.
I was someone who didn't know me, who didn't know Stefan, who didn't know any of this, and you were just on HBO Max and you're like, oh, Big Girls Wanted, what's this shit? Click. And then you watch it, and like, if you were to even remember me, you would just be like, why was she there? Great question. Because they didn't answer it like I thought they were going to. You know? But
Nope. That's not how being in a documentary works, girl. That's not how watching a documentary works. You just take in the information as it comes. The documentarians are storytellers. They take what they need in order to tell the story that needs to be told, that is like proves or disproves their thesis. Like, there's a whole thing that goes on, and you sat down and talked about yourself and how some nurse gave you the wrong boot, so now you have a dangly ankle, and you were medically kidnapped and didn't get water, and the stalkerism of it all, and the gangs, and I guarantee you said every single thing that has ever happened in your entire life, and that had nothing to do with what the documentary was about. And so they only could use the tiniest bits, right? Had you not talked about yourself, and this is such a huge lesson to learn, had you not talked about yourself, you probably would have been in it more.
I hope this isn't coming off as complaining, because that's not what I mean for it to come across as at all, or what I'm trying to do at all. I'm just like, I'm confused. Should I say this? I'm gonna shut up.
Imagine if she had taken 6 seconds at any point in the past 2 weeks. Imagine if she had taken 6 seconds.
What other music stuff have you been doing outside of when you were doing the Minecraft stuff? Can you remind me?
Oh, I was just writing down ideas and trying to work with them and looking at like past ideas, like past projects that I had, and seeing what I could do with them. Because I have like a whole folder full of like unfinished projects that still need to work on.
The main character strikes again, asking her boyfriend a question. He begins to answer it thoughtfully, giving of himself, talking about his art. And she's just off on her own planet and looking at chat. I swear to God.
You're good, Karma. I'm just gonna go for it. I was just being annoyed and upset at my dishes situation because your girl has been struggling a little bit with the depressy vibes. It's fine. We've been through much worse. We'll live. It's not a big deal. It's just I've been chipping away at some stuff, but there's been some shit I've been neglecting. So this is one of those things.
Most people have things around their house that they need to get to, but with Rosie, it's a result of a diagnosis. Her diagnoses are diagnosising. Okay? She just doesn't have dishes in the sink because it's normal for human beings to have dishes in their sink sometimes. It's a diagnosis, and she's different from you, and she's special. And listen, it's not as bad as it normally is. We'll deal, we'll vibe. Okay? She's being very strong right now. We move on to the cooking portion of the members only vibe, and I'm going to keep this part brief just because, chewy sloppy.
Yo, you good? Do you hear that, babe? I don't know. Can you hear the stovetop right now?
No.
It's making some concerning noises. It's fine.
It's like now that the documentary is out, you finally get a breather.
Yeah, I think the unknown was actually driving me batshit crazy.
Yes, you should. Oh my God. What is that? It's the unknown.
And this most recent stuff was not even close to that kind of shit, right? But it was difficult. And really, really difficult at certain points. And I just want to say, I'm so fucking grateful I didn't have to go through this alone.
Not though.
I don't have the words. I don't know how the hell I would have how the hell I would have gotten through this otherwise. So, because it's not even
some moments.
Sorry, baby. Go ahead.
I look back at some moments of my life, and I wonder how I've managed to do it alone too.
Because what I was gonna say is
Sorry, Remy, the main character was sort of done talking about that subject, so we didn't really need your contribution. We'll cherry pick a few things that you say and sprinkle them throughout so that it fits our narrative, but mostly we're all just going to be sitting here wondering why you were even there. Honestly, though, that is a very nice thing to express to someone, to your partner, is like, I am glad I didn't have to go through this alone. It is absolutely vitally important, having someone there with you to support you when you're going through any kind of struggle is so amazing. And having a good partner for that's how you know you have a good partner, someone that doesn't make you feel alone when you're going through these things, right? And we also had an opportunity for a little bit of reciprocation on Remy's side, so that we can talk about maybe he's been through something that he'd like to share, but we're not going to get that. We're not getting that today. And I understand that maybe she's protective, but I think I'm going to say, on a scale of main character to protective of Remy's privacy, we're going to lean 80-20 towards main character.
It's not even necessarily the docu-series part. It was the dogpiling, the epic amount of just atrociousness that I dealt with the past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Was diabolical. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend that it's normal or that it's okay, or that just because people don't like me, that any of that was fucking okay. And I'm not letting them gaslight me. So it's just insane. I got an email from someone today. Shout out to you. That was one of the things she said, was she was like, don't let girl will gaslight you. don't like them sitting there and saying that like I'm making it all about me and all this stuff, when up until that point all I had done was be in the trailer. And I'm not talking about the Stefan live stuff. I fucked up and I took full accountability, and I've done that multiple times.
So there were a lot of reaction videos about her, and she got a lot of like rough comments on her videos. There were rough comments on other people's videos, and I'm pretty sure she got like some very like unflattering emails and DMs from people. And all of that is like a blow to your, it's a blow to the ego, and it's all like it affects your reputation and how you're viewed by the world. Um, and she's referring to that as an epic diabolical atrocity while appearing in a documentary about women who have lost their lives, about women who have gone through stuff that I can't even say on YouTube. But the emails that she got for a couple of weeks, epic, diabolical atrocities. Don't gaslight her. So her last Texas vlog, it was Remy making her mac and cheese and doing it as if he were like vlogging. And it was like a very sweet little thing for him to be like, I'm making a vlog for you. And she edited it and put it together and put a bunch of really snarky, fucked up comments trashing like everything that he did cooking wise. And I personally had some issues with the way that she was speaking to him. And again, this is, I will say 1,000 times, this is not a pro Remy channel. I just really, really don't like it when people undermine and kind of humiliate their partners for jokes and for yucks and for laughs. It's just not my thing.
People saying, so yeah, because like I mean, mac and cheese is just divisive, which is why I was making that joke to begin with. But some people really don't know what a joke means. So anyway, there were a lot of people very angry on your behalf.
I mean, if it makes anyone feel better, like I saw the video before it posted, so like,
you see everything that you're in before it's posted.
Yeah, like it's.
I would never fucking embarrass you like that without, like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Exactly.
Right. So you hear him say, "I saw it," and then she just kind of keeps talking and rolling over it and ending the discussion. He said he saw it. If it makes you feel any better, I saw it. He didn't say it's cool. He didn't say I thought it was funny. He didn't say that's how we joke with each other. He just said he saw it, right? There's absolutely, again, and I reinforce this from the last video I made where like there is absolutely no way he could ever say, "Hey, that hurt my feelings," because there's no way she could ever hear that because no one else can have hurt feelings but her. And B, there's absolutely, because some people do have that relationship where people like talk shit to each other, right? Some people have that relationship and it's equal and they think it's funny. There's absolutely, absolutely no way that Remy would sit with one of her videos and write little snarky comments about all the shit she does and how gross the things that she's making and how she's doing everything wrong. That would never fly. That would never fly.
I guess what I did not expect was that I would leave the documentary feeling like I didn't understand why I was there.
I wasn't super surprised by how much I was in the documentary because of what I was told. I think it was very well made. I do have critiques, especially on how certain things were handled. Again, nothing has to do with me.
Because I guess I just didn't anticipate that. Because I just do not understand the decision to use me for the promotion, to put me in the trailer, when that was what was shown.
I can guarantee you the producer was extraordinarily clear and that they asked very specific questions and she just can't hear any of it. She just can't hear any of it. She can't. I feel like I'm repeating myself, and I am. So I can't fathom what poor Remy and her parents are going through listening to her talk about this in circles.
Dead Cells, what's that about?
It is a roguelike game, meaning that the levels are procedurally generated. They're random.
Cool. Oh, Karma, I'll
Really like,
I'll get hate if I breathe. I know. Thank you, though. What were you saying, sweetie?
So a roguelike is in a roguelike game you have permadeath where you have to go back to the beginning with none of your upgrades. Roguelite means that you still have the permadeath, but you go back to the beginning and have like anything that you unlocked, right? But you don't carry on any of the progression. Randomly generated levels is procedural generation. No one gives a shit, least of all fucking Rosie, who who just will ask a question of her boyfriend and then just move on to the next topic. She's not even fucking listening. Like I feel bad for this dude. Like she's main character in every situation she's in. Like this is not a Remy, this is not a pro Remy channel. I think he has some very trash views on feminism, but otherwise I have no idea who this person is. I don't care. But I'm hypersensitive to like these kind of relationship things, and I just love clocking them because they're so clear to clock. So that's going to be it from me. Thanks so much for listening or watching this far. It seems to me a little bit like she's pushing now like a new narrative that there's new exciting things that she can't talk about coming up. She's pushing that now, like to try to replace all the hype from the documentary chitter chatter. She's trying to change the subject now, but there's not enough information for us to give a shit yet. So I am looking forward to whatever that is, but I just don't have enough information to even try to speculate. So that's going to be it from me. Big thanks to all of you. Big shout out to all of the members of Hibernation. I really appreciate all of you so much for your support. And that's it from me. Take care of yourselves. Bye.